Their $1 billion Grand Egyptian Museum. Well, what's inside this museum? What are the luxuries? And how is it going to be the best mega project in Egypt so far? Let's discuss everything in this video. If you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. Thank you. This Grand Egyptian Museum is situated just 2 kilometers to the north of the fabled Giza, and is an expansive complex that promises to take you back in time. This is the largest museum in the world, devoted to a single culture, and is expected to open very soon. How does it feel to explore 500,000 square meters, or roughly 80 football fields, of ancient history? It would be an amazing experience, right? It's very easy to visit, as the recently constructed Sphinx International Airport is close by. Which artifact would you most like to view first? The complete revelation is scheduled for later this year, with a minor portion currently open. The Director General of this project, Tariq Tawfiq, made very positive and motivating remarks about the project. He said, "This is going to be the 21st century museum. Every available modern technological tool has been considered to ensure that visitors have an exceptional experience, while also providing the best possible environment for the artifacts. And why wouldn't it be? After all, this project, which costs $1 billion, will preserve and rehouse some of the most valuable artifacts in the nation." Now let's have a look inside this marvelous masterpiece. As you step inside the Grand Egyptian Museum, you will see a towering statue of Ramses II, the mythical pharaoh who ruled Egypt for nearly 70 years. Can you imagine standing underneath this 3,200-year-old marvel? Something extraordinary happens twice a year. The sun's rays shine directly on Ramses' face, exactly as they do at his Abu Simbel temple in Nubia. Isn't it remarkable that ancient Egyptians could align such monuments with the sun? Moving forward, you will see the grand staircase on your left. And what's the best part? It has 108 steps, surrounded by statues and sculptures that unveil the secrets of ancient temples and funeral customs. What do you suppose it's like to be surrounded by such a powerful history? Even better, at the top, you're rewarded with a stunning view of the Giza Plateau and its famous pyramids. Just think of yourself standing there, taking everything in. The museum aspires to change not just how the world views Egypt, but also how Egypt sees itself. Egypt isn't the only country sponsoring this museum. In fact, Japan is the right hand of this project. The museum was funded with $950 million in loans from Japan, which will be returned upon its completion. The Egyptian Armed Forces Engineering Authority has ultimate control over its design and operations, including research functions. With such a diverse set of influences, many researchers question how this museum, dedicated to Egypt's past, would shape the country's future. When it comes to the size of this museum, only one word is enough to describe it: massive. It will feature around 50,000 ancient Egyptian artifacts, perhaps 30,000 of which have never been displayed before. So it generates more curiosity to see what people haven't seen before, right? The treasures of Tutankhamun will be the main attraction. If you don't know him, he was the young king who ruled from 1332 to 1323 BC, during the late 18th dynasty. The tomb was unearthed in the Valley of the Kings near Luxor over a century ago, but only now will the entire collection of about 5,000 burial artifacts, including his golden thrones, rings, magical amulets, adorned boxes, chariots, and iconic golden funerary mask, go on display. Only 1/3 of these have been shown at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo's Tahrir Square. That's not just it, but now visitors can see the vulture goddess collar. Maybe you hadn't ever heard about it before. This collar formerly adorned the neck of Tutankhamun's mummy. How incredible is that? This finely carved collar, modeled after the vulture goddess Nekhbet, served as a symbol of protection for the infant king. Standing in front of something so sacred, something placed on Tutankhamun's body more than 3,000 years ago, will probably give you goosebumps. Researchers employed modern imaging methods to recover the original shape and brilliant hues. What aspect of the collar do you think would pique your interest the most? Its historic symbolism or the craftsmanship? Now, things got more interesting when they announced they were going to showcase an ancient boat. This isn't just a simple boat. It is the first boat of Khufu, who was a king from the 4th dynasty. But now it has found a new home at the Grand Egyptian Museum. Its history is pretty interesting. Egyptian archaeologist Kamal El-Malak discovered the boats made of Lebanese cedar near the southern slope of the Great Pyramid in 1954. The first boat was in relatively good shape and was later shown in a tiny museum near the Great Pyramid. It is thought to be the world's oldest remaining wooden ship-like building. It weighs 45 tons and measures 44 meters long by 6 meters wide. In 2021, the entire vessel was moved slowly in a large, custom-built metal box. What would normally be a 20-minute ride spanned the entire day and was broadcast live on a global scale. After the boat arrived at its new site, the team constructed a structure to accommodate it. There's another boat like this first one, but ancient Egyptians broke the second boat into small pieces, buried it in holes south of the Great Pyramid, and covered it with enormous limestone slabs. A combined Egyptian-Japanese study team has excavated 1,700 wooden fragments from the boat and is attempting to restore and reassemble it. According to Isa Zayden, who leads the team in charge of reconstructing the second boat, the researchers discovered 8 directing oars, 52 rowing oars, and characteristic copper fixtures, which indicates that it was utilized in water. One of the Grand Egyptian Museum's interesting goals is to restore Egypt's authority over the study of Egyptology, which has long been influenced by outside forces. Here's an interesting fact for you. Did you know that Europeans and Americans conducted the majority of Egypt's excavations and studies in the 19th and 20th centuries? As a result of much of the material being published in foreign languages, Egyptians were detached from their own history. How annoying it must have been to have your own past framed by others. As Hannah points out, even though Egypt was able to preserve the amazing Tutankhamun collection, colonialism deprived the country of its ability to develop knowledge about its own history. Researchers in Egypt believe that the museum's launch should be accompanied by a plan to restore artifacts to the country, including archive documents. Although Egypt has had regulations prohibiting the export of antiquities since at least 1835, numerous ancient Egyptian treasures have been moved overseas, populating over 350 institutions in 27 nations across 5 continents. This mega project will help Egypt get back its lost tourism. Egypt has seen years of upheaval since the 2011 Arab Spring, which resulted in the fall of then-President Hosni Mubarak and significantly slowed the building of the Grand Egyptian Museum. Tourism, which once accounted for more than 11% of the country's GDP, was heavily damaged and has been slow to recover. But now, it will open a lot of...
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so